All right, motherfuckers, what's going on?
What up?
This is the High Level Podcast. We're back again, and as we promised, we are back with a special guest today. This is a guy we've talked about a little bit on the pod, somebody I grew up with. He's an absolute warrior. He fights in the Cage Titans. I want to welcome my guy, Phil. Welcome to the show, brother. It's been a long time coming. I'm happy to have you.
Happy to be here. It's an absolute pleasure and honor.
Yeah, no, this is exciting because we've teased the audience, I think, for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then even today, I was chatting Kyle, like literally in bed. We were trying to figure out how to get this timing work. And I was like, dude, to get the 3 of us in a room for an hour seems ridiculous. Yeah. So I'm glad we're able to pull it together because I know tomorrow my schedule is fucked. Your schedule is fucked all the time. Day. You're a busy guy yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So it was nice to get this going.
Make it happen, dude. Yeah. So my thing was obviously, you know, I'm a dad before anything. So the kids and what they need and the schedules and you know how it be, dude, running around like a madman. But we made it happen. I didn't want to push it off any longer. I promised all the audience and everybody who listens and tunes in that we were going to bring you on. So here you are. You're here. And I think we want to kick it off here. The first thing I need to know, because I've been wondering this since we reconnected and stuff, dude. We'll launch it with this.
We're just jumping right into it, huh?
Well, you got something else?
No, dude.
Yeah, let's get straight to it.
Should we not get right to it? I mean, I know, because normally we do have a little small talk, but today, you know, this is an episode kind of focused around just fighting in general. So first and foremost, I want to open up with what got you into fighting. I need to know this before anything.
Well, it's kind of a complicated story. As you know, when we grew up, football, that was my passion.
Yes,
and then as I got older, the dream just kind of got further and further away. And once I blew up my knee getting ready for college football, I needed to do something else. So I picked up boxing, but I never got that too serious into it. I was always in and out because, you know, at that age, early 20s, I wanted to party, wanted to hang out with the boys, all that bullshit. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I met a girl. Things didn't work out. Then I got heartbroken, and I just needed an outlet for all my negative energy because it was going towards my family, work, self-harming with like substances and shit like that. Just very negative state of mind. So I said, screw it. Let me do MMA because I was always a fan of it. I just need something. So January 2020, after the breakup, I got into a Muay Thai gym in Boston called Boston Combat, right across the street from the Garden. So I was doing Muay Thai, even though in the back of my head, like, it was just to get into MMA. So I already had the hands down. Now I got to get the kicks. And I was going there for like a month, and I asked them, like, yo, what's up with the MMA, you know? And they said, oh, no, that's a secret team. And I was like, okay. So I went for a couple more classes, and then another kid said to me, he goes, hey, buddy, there's no MMA class here. They just get together and just beat the shit out of each other. I go, all right, I got to get out of here. And then I found Sit Your Tongue in Somerville of March of 2020, and as we all know, pandemic happened. So I got a solid week out of that, and I was like, shit, I fell in love with it, so I needed to keep it going. So what I did was I turned my parents' backyard literally into a gym.
Nice.
Had the heavy bag, the double end. I'd go for my runs to Deer Island, so that's 3 miles. I did that every day from March up until September when they slowly opened, when they had like the secrets, you know, secret openings and shit. Yeah. So September of 2020, that's when it really started, and I haven't looked back since.
Dude, that's so fire. It's crazy how we talked about this before we started recording, like how you can really channel like your inner demons and all your issues and problems you're dealing with in the world and your life into something and have it actually become something. Like, I guarantee you, if you would look back January 2020, you wouldn't have thought you'd be in a position that you are now fighting. I mean, come on, dude, who would have, you know what I mean? Like, no. It's just crazy how when you channel, and that could be anything, bro. That could be anybody, you know, like, I have the gift of gab, so who am I to not jump in and do a podcast? Like, if that's something I want to do, that can help me cope with things I have going on, an open place to talk, things like that. So it's super important that you found your outlet, like you said, because when you're going through shit like that, bro, especially in a small town like where we're from, it can really like put you in a choke because you feel like you don't know where to go.
No pun intended.
You know what I mean? No pun intended, bro. Because he will too. He's a fucking warrior.
And as we talked before the podcast, like we brought up, you know, growing up, it's like, dude, I was always in some scraps as a kid. I was doing MMA shit before I even knew it was really a move. So it kind of just like, it's almost like I didn't choose MMA. MMA
No,
chose me.
you.
Said, listen, you're an outcast. You got some shit you got to do. Why don't you come over here? You'll feel a lot better.
Right.
And honestly, dude, as
Change your life.
rough as it looks, it really is the most amazing thing I think a young man can do. Whether you want to do it just to train, stay in shape, compete, I think everybody should at least try it to challenge yourself. Because if you can get through those type of workouts, your girlfriend yelling at you, your boss screaming, you're like, dude, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
So when did you realize that you were good at it, right? Because you were doing boxing and then you tried MMA, then you were amateur, you just did your first pro fight. So what was like the transition from outlet of anger to like, okay, we got to actually step this up a little bit, and then the next level comes after that? So what was that kind of progression over the past 4 years? Because that seems pretty quick too, like a relatively quick come up.
Technically, I've only been competing for 10 months. Yeah, 10 months.
No shit.
The amateur career and the pro career, all cumulatively 10 months.
Okay, cool. So talk to us about that. How is that like? How has the change been, I guess, over the past 10 months?
So to answer the question before that, when we were talking, I already knew I was going to be good at MMA because I was aggressive. I had good hands. It was really just channeling the emotions of fighting, because everyone thinks fighting is like, oh, the biggest, the strongest. It's really not.
It's a mental game.
It's mental, emotional, spiritual. Once I got those three things down, that's when I knew I was ready to go pro. Because in my amateur career, I was like, all right, I'm just going to go in there and bang. And I kept getting taken down because the wrestling is really like key in MMA. If you don't know how to wrestle
your
especially in a small cage like Cage Titans, you'll see when you come see me.
Yep.
It's going to turn to a wrestling match. So after my couple losses in my amateur career, I was like, all right, I got to step my game up for grappling. So I kind of took a back step from boxing and Muay Thai and just focused straightly on jiu-jitsu and wrestling. And then once I got that down, I got the mental, emotional, spiritual down. Me and my coach said, all right, let's go pro. And then I had that pro fight May 25th. And that was the best I've ever felt. Because you can go back on YouTube and watch all my fights. Like the first rounds of my amateurs, I'd be like getting up like gas. Those are only 3 minutes. But then my last fight was 5 minutes. I felt amazing after that. I was like, dude, I could go again. It's a different pace. Amateur, 3 minutes, you got no time. You get taken down, you basically just lost that round.
You lost the round.
Especially you get held down for a minute and 30. Now you only got half the round to get up and show the judges something. But in pro, you get held down maybe like 2 minutes, you can still win that round.
Right.
And now that's golf time. So if I take you down, I'm like, all right, let me just chill. Let me see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get an underhook. You're trying to throw your hips up, get a triangle, arm bar on me. And then I just, I knew my style was going to be top heavy pressure, elbows, ground and pound.
Yeah, bro. I noticed that with your fights too.
And you noticed that too back in 2010.
I swear to God, bro. I was telling him how, I don't remember what episode, but I will have to pull it up for him. I was talking, I don't know if it was, I think it was you and me, and I was telling you about him, how he tuned up my boyfriend and went to high school, bro. I swear to God, like growing up, like I said, I knew, like, all right, I'm cool with Phil. I'm always going to be cool. I don't want to be on this dude's bad side because, like, it would just be a ring. You'd be walking by the fucking courts and I was saying, who the fuck? Oh, that's Phil. He'd be like, bah, tuning somebody up or something. So, like, Phil was always a scrapper. I knew that. And he was a baller,
says that,
too.
but I don't know if he ever brought this up on the podcast. But I'm bringing it up. And I want to apologize before. This is, with all due respect.
This is a good one.
This man laid out one of my old friends, this kid, Ryan McNulty. And Ryan's huge.
Monster.
We were in 8th grade. This kid was already, like, 6'3" or, like, 250.
Dude, I'm like 4'9", 90 pounds maybe.
My man Adamson flattened him, with all due respect.
And it's funny, dude, I haven't thought about that. The first thing he see me when I stepped outside, he goes, bro, remember when you flattened McNulty in football? I was like, damn. I'm like, I did do that. Though. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. All the utmost respect for sure. But yeah, that's a good one, dude. I'm happy you brought that up, though, because I never would have remembered that.
Well, it's good you had a witness too.
Yeah, for real, dude. No, there was plenty of people there, bro. I had that whole team like we just won the Super Bowl because I laid them out. Nice. Because like I'm
it was the smallest. Like, it was literally David versus Goliath.
It was,
great,
bro.
Dude.
And guess who won, bro?
Yeah, hey,
come
every
on
time,
now.
man. Every time.
Funny,
David always wins.
You know what's funny about McNulty too? Sidebar, bro. You remember the practice when I broke my arm? We were doing Oklahomas, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody could beat us, bro, because I had McNulty in front of me and Quentin. Those were my two linemen, bro. We were doing Oklahomas, and then I forget who was on the side, but Duffy was the cornerback trying to stop. Couldn't stop me, bro. Cadge had us in this big fucking mud puddle, bro. I fumbled the ball. Like, we were running all day. Coach was like, yo, we're going to run these all day till somebody stops him. Nobody could fucking touch me, dude. I was this big, quick as fuck, two big motherfuckers in front of me. fucking fumble the ball. I fall on the ball, bro. Obviously, when there's a fumble, bro, you fall on the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting up. I'm like this, bro. Everybody fell on top of my arm, snapped, bro. It looked like an S. Cadge is like, oh, it's sprained. I'm like, bro, my arm's broken. He's like, so you're done? I'm like, yeah, I'm done. What do you want me to do? But
Yeah, he was nuts, dude. Here's another sidebar. You remember the time at the end of one of the practices, he goes, who wants to fight me? Remember that? He called everybody out. I should have
called everybody
what's up,
out,
bro?
bro.
Yeah, right.
What's
You would
up,
have tuned
dude?
him up, bro.
I should have just double-legged him real quick and fucking took his back.
Respectfully, disrespectfully, I fucking hate Cadge.
With no respect.
With no respect, bro.
No
Sorry,
respect.
not sorry, but so anyways, fucking so what is it like, you know, when do you realize that you have a chance, you know what I mean, to go pro? Like when is it your coach realizes and he's connected, or how does that process work?
So to really identify if you're ready for pros or even just a fight in general, you got to take that amateur fight. They got to throw you in the fire. Or like a lot of other ways fighters are tested, like they do jiu-jitsu tournaments just to get that competition feeling, and they do jiu-jitsu, then they do the Muay Thai, then they do MMA. With me, they kind of already knew. They were like, yo, let's just
You
throw
vote
them in
for
there.
it, yeah.
You know? So my first amateur fight in front of 2,000 people, never did one-on-one. It was always a football player. So that kind of really made me know that I was ready for it, because even though it's amateur in 3 minutes, but it's still 4-ounce gloves, no headgear, no shin pads. Only thing I couldn't do was elbow, heel hooks, and like I said, just 2 less minutes than a pro fight.
Yeah.
So after that, I knew in my head I was ready, but like I said before when I was talking to Vinny, I didn't have the emotional. I was always like, I got too
Right.
emotional with it, and I'd kind of like kill my gas tank. So once we got over that hump, probably like my fifth or fourth amateur fight, that's when we knew. But your coach will see you every day. How do you respond to adversity? Are you quitting in the practice room? Because if you're quitting in the practice room, you're gonna do that on the cage.
You're not even gonna make it into the
I don't care
right.
what anyone says.
Yeah.
We got to see if you got skill. We're gonna put you against someone who's obviously a lot better. And can you at least hang with this guy?
Right.
And I knew when I was hanging with guys that already been to the UFC, that have been contenders, that have been to where I'm trying to go. I knew I was hanging with them, but now I'm starting to surpass them. I know I have a shot at this.
Yeah. Can I ask a dumb question?
Of course.
The literal difference between amateur and professional. I'm going to make an analogy, so forgive me. Is it the same as like someone who can compete at their local skate park and win every time, and then a shop comes in, gives them a board, gives them the gear, pays for their entry, and sponsors them? Is a pro MMA fighter like a sponsored fighter versus an amateur that's doing it for themselves? If you were to dumb it down.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. That's not a dumb question at all.
I'm trying to understand it
That's exactly the
myself,
same,
like-
especially with MMA, like boxing, amateur, boxing pro, that's totally different.
Sure.
But amateur MMA and pro MMA, it's really no different, especially in Massachusetts. Other states are different because you got to wear the shin pads, the puffier gloves, some headgear, depending on which state you're in. But Massachusetts, though, AMI and pro, the only difference is you're getting paid.
Yeah, right.
You're not getting paid. No, from the promoter. You can
Gotcha,
still get
gotcha.
sponsored as an amateur.
Oh, okay. I see.
But you're the whole.
You're paid to be on the
Yeah,
promotion.
you're paid
right.
to fight
Right,
versus
right.
paid not to fight,
Sure.
which
Right.
that's why you'll see these local promotions. There's obviously more amateur fights than pro fights, which I can't knock them for it because a lot of guys ask for crazy money or
Right.
they got to bring out of town guys for the home guys.
To fight, right?
Yeah, so they got to give them a little,
You gotta throw a bone.
Yeah, they got to
Yeah.
give them something. So I didn't feel that much different
Right.
after my pro fight. Like the feeling was still the same. Yeah, winning feels great, losing sucks. That's the same. But the only difference is just a piece of paper and actually getting some paper.
Sure.
So
I
is
saw
it,
you got a medal for the win too.
Yeah,
For-
yeah. But
Right.
you still,
Amateur
you,
too.
Hang that on
you
the
still
wall.
get those for
Yeah,
for
fair
amateur too.
enough. You just said something though, flying someone in. So I spent a better portion of last night watching a lot of your fights, and this morning too. Your first pro fight, that guy was from Illinois.
Yes.
Bro, you dogged him up, dude. He showed me the
Three
stat line.
3 seconds of control this kid had. He landed 0 punches
Mm-hmm.
out of the 4 that he took. Maybe it was even 3.
I have it here somewhere.
Good job, dude.
Yeah,
because
dude, honestly.
I don't know what his record was, but yours was 0-0, and I'm
Yeah, he's
pretty
had
sure
over
he was
20 pro
I was
fights.
gonna say it was double digits. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And you said like you're flying people in from out of town and giving them the bag, whatever, and it reminded me like, dude, you tuned that
You
kid
did.
up.
So he was 0 for
very
4,
well.
0 for 4 total strikes, 0% striking accuracy, 0 for 0 on takedowns, and only had 3 seconds to control.
Yeah, no, tell him.
You had 48 out of 59 total strikes, 81% striking accuracy, 2 out of 4 takedowns, and call it round up 6 minutes of control time, 5:59.
Then there was only 2 rounds too, 2 of those 5-minute rounds. So it was basically the whole fight.
You dominated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the game plan because we knew he was a striker, and I do my homework on everybody. That's the whole thing at MMA. A lot of guys are like, oh, you're just gonna crotch stiff, you're gonna shoot on me, bro. If you don't like that, I'm gonna do that,
right?
Or vice versa. If you're a guy that just wants to wrestle, I'm gonna make sure we stand up. That's the whole point of it. So
that's part of it.
That was my thing as an amateur too. Like I got too caught up in like just being one dimensional. I just wanted to strike. I wanted to knock someone. I wanted that highlight, and have everyone, on my jock. And then I was just like, yo, fuck that, because now I'm getting taken down. I'm creating openings for these guys to beat me when I know I'm better than them. I just ran out of time.
Right.
Dude, you're like a spider on the mat, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you crawl on top of these guys when they're trying to like counter and get out of it, and you just manage to be on top. And it's funny because when you said you were a football player, when I was watching your fights, I was like, dude, this kid played football. The amount of foot movement, the amount of like never keep your feet still
and
that you have in the ring, or the octagon rather, is insane, dude.
Yeah,
you look like a football player in the octagon, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but like,
yeah, especially if you see me shoot a takedown, it's more of a tackle. But I'm getting better at it though.
No, and the other thing I'll say too, like, I did notice in your earlier fights, and I'm just a fan, I don't know much, but like I noticed you got caught in a lot of guillotines during your takedown attempts in your earlier fights, and in the later fights, that didn't happen as much. So like back to your point about getting better and practicing, I can see that after watching 5 or 6 fights in a row too, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's what I practice on because I know as getting into the sport late, I'm going to find myself in some very bad positions. Those are these kids that started a lot earlier than me. They got more experience. So I knew if I just practice these uncomfortable positions, like earlier in my amateur career, I was always getting caught in rear naked chokes. So I got good at those. Then, obviously guillotine's another one because I like to shoot, especially if I know the guy doesn't want to wrestle. So if you just practice these uncomfortable positions, then when it matters, it's just another fucking
just
Saturday.
a reaction.
It's just exactly. Yeah. It's just another Saturday for me.
Dude, I don't want to be on the receiving end of this kid's ground and pound. Have you seen those?
Dude, I'm telling you, when I first found out you fought, dude, I sat there and watched. I didn't watch every single fight, but I pick and choose what videos I'm gonna watch. Every video I've seen, like he said, you've gotten better and better in every fight you've been in. But I've also noticed that you're switching up your game. Like your first few fights, like you said, you wanted to stand, you wanted to fight, and you were throwing them. Don't get me wrong. But then you watching the transition of, okay, now you got this dude on the ground and you're choking him out. He's tapping like a little bit, fucking barely squeezing these dudes tapping on you, So the progression just proves that like you really are about it. Because like my example always, right, will be like someone like Calvin Cater, right, local dude came up and he might have been a cage sign, I'm not sure, but
I'm not sure.
You look at him and I'm like, how the fuck's this dude in the UFC, bro? He does the same thing every single fight, and you don't, from what I've noticed thus far in your career. So that's kudos to you, bro, because it must be hard to, like, you go into one fight, you find that rhythm, you feel good, you did good, and you kind of want to continue that. But to your point, every fighter is different. Everybody you're going to go up to is different. And they have, they want to get at you a different way, which means you have to get at them a different way. So that alone, that mental battle alone and having to prepare for these fights, bro, like it says a lot about, your growth and how you've been able to transform into and mold into the fighter that you're becoming now, So hats off. For sure.
Yeah, a lot of guys, they just get and I was to blame for this, they get too fixated on, I don't want to say game plan, but just like a certain style. Like, this is me, this is what I'm going to do. You have to be able to adapt. And it's just not for MMA. It's life, because there's going to be curveballs thrown at you constantly. And if you manage to know how to weather that storm and say, all right, I know what he's trying to do. I know the counter for that, and so on and so forth. And you keep building up, and then you'll see the progression, So
They know what they say. Everyone's got a plan until
you get punched in the face.
That's right.
Now, let me ask you this. How many fights did you have? Is there a number of fights you need to have before you catch someone like Cage Titan's attention, or is that something that you can just go into? Obviously, you're not going to go in there 0-0, but I mean, if you went in there 3-5, 4, does it matter?
That's where I started. So I started 0-0 as an amateur. So how it works is let's say you guys want an MMA fight, you wanted to test yourself, so you join a gym, a legit gym, not a fucking McDojo that's teaching you crazy ass weird tricks. Right. So you join a legit gym, And a lot of these gyms have the connection to these regional promotion because the regional promotion, they need fighters,
Right.
especially amateur fighters.
Quality fighters too that are going to bring crowds.
Yes,
Yeah.
but the only way they know that is if the coach is going to,
Vouch
speak
for
up
them,
for them,
right,
vouch, because it's their word. So if a coach is not going to just throw some, anybody in there, get embarrassed, and that goes on the gym's name.
Right.
So it's really not that difficult. So like, let's say you guys went to the gym that I go to, Sit Your Tongue Boston. You wanted to fight first, you train, you have to be consistent. And then they see where you're at in 6 months. All right, this is what you need to work on. All right, so you really want to do it? Let's give it another 6 months. What are you good at? What are you not good at? And they kind of just see your progression day to day and know if you're ready or not. It's really not that hard to get a fight.
Yeah.
Because no one really wants to fight, believe it or not.
I was going to say, we say on every episode, you got to be a crazy motherfucker.
I do
like,
do that because so every other week, if you notice, me and him jump on the pod. We do a bro-isode as we call him, but we always talk UFC. That's like because we both fuck with UFC. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm taken back at the fact that like. I know, like, bro, I fully believe in what you're doing in your craft right now, and I know, like, where you can take this shit, and I'm fucking excited for the ride, bro. I'm excited to be part of the ride.
You guys are coming for the ride with me.
I'm with you, bro, 100%. Like, it's always nice to see a hometown boy do something and bring themselves to the next level. So, like, fucking seriously, bro, hats off. Like, it's fucking dope to watch, and like, I'm happy I got hit, bro. I don't know where the fuck I've been. You know what I mean? Like, how I'm just finding all this shit out now, but rather fucking...
Well, to be fair,
like,
it's only been... like
10
I said,
months,
10 months of competition. Training-wise, I've been training for quite some time, but the competition, it's really not that long I've been competing. But I just turned 30, so I got to give it up my all. So, like, my daily schedule, as I told you, so I'm doing construction from 6 to 3, and as soon as I get out of work, I'm right at the gym for 2 hours, and do that Monday through Friday, and then Saturdays I don't have work, so I just do my MMA. Cool. And yeah,
you union, no?
Yes, sir.
Hell
Local
yeah,
22,
man.
we out
All
here.
right, gang. Nice. Love it.
So your next fight's in September?
September 14th.
You must know who you're fighting, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Who is it?
This kid named Mike Taylor I think he's from New York.
Nice.
Long, tall, southpaw. It's going to be a good test for me because as we progress in the career, we want to go up on the competition level. So yeah, it's going to be a good test for me because he likes to strike. He also has a wrestler background, so it's not going to be as easy. I would probably like to take him down. So I got a couple tricks for him. So it's going to be an exciting night.
Nice.
What's his record? Do you know?
No, I do not know.
Don't matter.
It don't matter.
It really doesn't.
So do you, I mean, obviously your technique is taking over in terms of like just wanting to knock people out like when you were younger. What is your favorite way to win a fight?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Win's a win.
As long
raised.
as I get that hand raised, I don't care, boring, exciting. I just want to win. Yeah. I want to break your will and let you know that you should have never been in here with me. Yeah. I want you, this is not just for my next one, but every opponent. I want you to leave there knowing
who the fuck
who I am, and you never stood a chance because I'm gonna come at you relentlessly over and over and over again, and they're gonna say, "Wow, this kid doesn't fucking stop."
Well, we breed the fucking most resilient motherfuckers in the whole planet here in Boston, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Ain't nobody more resilient than us. High level shit, bro.
Fuck
you know the vibes, bro. So let me ask you this then: how does it work in terms of like, do the cage trainings do like? Will you have a shot at a title or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually had a shot for an amateur strap.
Really?
But I turned it down because I wanted to go pro. I didn't want to not waste time, but I want all these next years to really go towards my goal. Because the first day I stepped into Sit Your Tongue, I had no aspirations of being an amateur champion. I wanted to go pro.
Right.
That was it.
I mean,
and
yeah.
I didn't know the logistics of it, that you had to do the amateur, which I'm grateful for because it got me ready for the illusion. Because I always explain it. Everyone's like, why do you fight? You're so scared. I was like, let me ask you something. You're out with your girl. Some dude bumps you, disrespects you. You're gonna drop the mitts right there and go at him, right?
Of course.
But here's the difference. I tell you, nah, we're not gonna do it here. We're gonna do it in 8 weeks. We're gonna do it at this weight, at this location, in front of thousands of people. It's gonna be recorded, and you may end up getting embarrassed in front of your family. So that's when people are like, I don't know if I want to fight, but it's really no different.
Yeah.
But like I said, was trying to explain, the amateurs got me ready for the illusion. the anticipation to get your hands wrapped, the nerves in the back.
Walk into the ring,
dude.
like, all
And
that.
Cage Titans got the longest fucking walk. Holy shit! You're upstairs, you're downstairs, and you go back up the stage, and you're down. And I wish they made that walk a little shorter, because when you're making that walk and you're going through the crowds, like, I don't know if anyone here is a wrestling fan, but like, who remembers Edge? You guys ever watch wrestling growing up?
Yeah.
When I was
Roman
way
Reigns, how
Yeah,
he walks
yeah,
through
yeah,
the,
yeah,
how
yeah.
he walks through the crowd. Like, that's
Yeah.
kind of how we walk. And I'm like, fuck, I wish this was a little bit shorter.
Your
'Cause now
mind's
your
racing.
mind plays a lot of tricks on you.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I learned in martial arts is, like, your mind could be your enemy or
Oh,
your
yeah,
friend.
it'll limit you.
Your thoughts throughout a daily basis impact your life altogether.
100%, dude.
So what you think is the truth. So when someone says, like, oh, I suck, it's true. Oh, I'm good, it's true. Whatever you tell yourself, you might
You
as
gotta
well be
believe it.
delusional
Right.
in the most positive way. Who cares if it's not true? Because it's like the whole term, fake it till you make it.
Of
Sooner or
course.
later,
You're
you're
gonna
gonna
make it.
you're gonna believe it,
Right.
then everyone else is gonna believe it. It's
That's
gonna
right.
manifest into greatness.
That's right, bro. It's the law of attraction.
High level shit.
High level shit, bro.
That's right.
Facts. So what's the goal right now? Obviously, you want to go in there, you want to win this fight, but what's the long term goal? With Cage Titans, you want to shot for the title? What's in the future for you?
I mean, yeah, that'd be great. Getting a title shot, winning a title, going to the UFC, doing all that stuff. But I've had a revelation, because I've made this mistake in my football career. I was always looking too far ahead.
Right.
I want to be in the NFL.
Be in the
I want
moment.
to, and that's my goal. I
Yeah.
just want to be here now, because unfortunately tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So
Yes, sir.
if I enjoy my journey day by day, I know I'm gonna get where I really want to go.
100%. Hard work always pays off, bro. I hate when people these days always looking for shortcuts and ways around shit. But guess what? In the fighting world, bro, there is no shortcuts. You put the work in and you see the results. If you don't fucking put the work in, then you don't get the results.
That's life in general. That's not just fighting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's-
bro.
that's every
Absolutely.
day.
Absolutely. You know, it's consistency really is, and that's the one thing that this pod's helped me realize about life. I mean, I've always been consistent. I've always been a consistent father, consistent boyfriend, whatever. But like with this pod, it's like I have to come on here every week, sometimes twice a week. We record, fucking create something for the people, and it's not always easy. But I've realized that, like, even through episodes we've had that I'm like, I'll send it to him like, I don't know, bro, it ain't that good. And then, it'll get fucking 150 views on YouTube or some shit. So it's just that consistency is fucking key. And from what I've seen with everything you've been doing, bro, you've been staying consistent. So I can't fucking wait to come. I'm coming to this fight, bro. I don't know if he's coming with me, but I'm coming. I can't wait to see this shit in person for real.
Can't wait, bro. Dude, you're going to be in for a treat.
I'm going to watch.
And not just
this
with
man
my
win,
fight,
bro.
just the whole
event
itself. Cage Titans, like, there's no other promotion like it. You can look up other shows and, like, yeah, they have their little niches, but I've noticed with Cage Titans, they're really on point when it comes to social media, and they show everybody love. Even if you're the guy that isn't really supposed to win, they'll still show you love. They still show the 0-0 guys that no one knows about. They pump them up. Nice. And just the show in general, it's amazing.
Well, all these people work hard, dude. You know what I mean? They deserve it. Everybody that's involved, everybody works hard. Even if you're not on a fight, you're part of production. You're part of the management. You're part of promotion, bro. It's a fucking show.
Yeah.
You're there for a reason.
Oh,
you know?
and they put on the best show.
Yeah, how are they? Have you fought in any other promotions, like other?
No, just Cage Titans. Yeah. I've had a couple of opportunities too, but I just feel like Cage Titans is where I belong right now.
How is it fighting in like a local league, being a local guy? Because you're fighting a guy from New York, you fought a guy from Illinois, I think he was. Like,
yeah,
this is like your hometown.
I mean,
I guess there's a lot of other local fighters in Cage Titans.
Yeah,
too,
yeah. I fought local guys in my amateur scene. I've actually now one of them's one of my good friends and training partner. But you really don't realize it when you're throwing the Mets.
Yeah,
it's just another man who fucking bleeds just like me, and I'm gonna make sure that my will surpasses his. Yeah. Right? He doesn't want to be here anymore. Right. I'm gonna show him that, hey, you want to quit? Hey, there's the door right there. I'll give you a little.
Yeah, they open it up for
you. A little push.
If
you want to go that way, it's right there, bro. You don't have to take this beating.
Random question that made me think about. Because you was like, you got dinner tonight or whatever. Do you follow a diet? Are you on like a very strict diet and all that shit? What's cutting weight like, dude? That must suck.
Yeah, bro.
From what I've heard, deadly.
Oh my god, bro. I could never do it. I couldn't do that. I'm not built for that. I'm not built for that.
It's dude. I've been doing it since my first amateur fight. Like,
what do you do? Get in the trash bag? You actually do sit in the sauna in the fucking trash bag, bro?
What is this fucking 1992?
Whatever works, bro.
It's a science. Like right now, I'm 160, but I fight at 135.
Damn, so you have to lose 30 pounds, bro?
Yeah, but it's water though. So what happens? So I got 9 weeks. Any type of weight loss, it's simple: calories in versus calories out. Because your body's gonna have to use fat for fuel. Because anytime you eat, if it has carbohydrates in it, it's using that for fuel. But instead, we want to trick the body to use fat. And I do that through intermittent fasting or maybe 24 or 40-hour fast. So as we get closer to the fight, so fight week, I'll be like 152 at the most. And that's 5 days out. So that 5 days, I'm drinking 2 gallons of water on Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday we go a gallon. Thursday we go half a gallon, and then Friday we do no water. That's when the real weight cut. And by that Friday, I should be like 145, like in the low 40s, and I'll get the rest. I'll get as close as I can, and then by Friday morning, if I got a couple more pounds, I'll jump in the bathtub, and I got one of those infrared saunas you just sit in with the little fucking chair, and your head sticks out, and that helps a lot too. So it's just water. I go in, step on the scale, and as soon as I come off, I have this special drink, because when you cut weight, you're depleting your body of carbohydrates, sodium, and sugar. So I'll have literally this gallon of basically just a bunch of sodium, sugar, and carbohydrates, and I'll drink that throughout the day, and by fight day, I'll be back up to like 158.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I never understood
It's stupid, dude. I hate it. I wish we could get rid of it, but unfortunately, it's just part of the culture.
What is like the legitimacy behind that though? Like forcing you to cut weight to 140 just to allow you to gain another 15 pounds. That literally the next day, I just don't. I genuinely don't get the purpose.
They got it from boxing, and it's just been a tradition. But boxers don't even cut that much weight. Like you see boxing weight class, it goes from 140, 147, 152. Like they're all within like a couple pounds, because they don't really do those big weight cuts. That actually came from the wrestling culture, because those guys, that's with the water loading. Because when you water load, you trick your body into thinking it's gonna get that water. So when we release the water through sweating, working out on that fight week, your body's like, oh, I got too much water, I gotta get it out. So then after, when you cut the water out, it still thinks it's gonna get it. It's gonna get it back.
That's crazy, bro. Like that's a lot of shit that people like don't think about either. Like someone's like, oh yeah, I want to fight, and then it's time to fight, and it's like, oh yeah, you got to drop fucking 30 pounds in 8 weeks or whatever the fucking case is.
Yeah, like Alex Pereira doing 40-pound weight cuts.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. That's insane.
That was he was like unhealthy.
Yeah, he didn't look good.
Same with what's his face. It was in 302. He cut weight and he had to like pull out because he got sick.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, who was that?
I don't know his name, but I remember seeing that. He still had clothes on.
Yeah,
and he was sweating through his clothes, and he's doing this.
Torture.
So is there any plans for you to move up in weight class? Do you like where you're at? Are you still getting used to everything? Or
where I'm at in my style, 35 is perfect, because I'm a big 35er. Yeah. And the way that I like to fight, it's just more beneficial for me to be fighting guys more my size, because as I progress in the level, once I get to the high level, those guys are really my size. Like Aljamain Sterling, he might even be a little bigger than me. Like allegedly, he gets up to like 170. Yeah. I mean, I could, but like, dude, I'd be fat.
Right.
Yeah. Who, if you could fight, if you had a dream, like if you were able to fight someone in the UFC.
About to make this boy call out someone currently fighting in the UFC.
Yeah. Who could you see yourself, like, who would be your dream fight? Like, who do you idolize? Who would you want to fight in the UFC? I know it's a wild question, but we talk some wild shit.
No, that's actually a common question a lot of guys get, but usually they're for retired fighters. But to be honest, I don't have one of those.
You don't have one?
Dream fights.
Like nobody you could see yourself in that octagon with?
I mean, I could see myself with all those guys. Yeah. Sooner or later. It's just to pick one, like, this is my dream fight. Like, nah.
Well, who's your favorite UFC fighter then? Let's leave it at that.
That's even a tougher question.
And maybe least favorite would be the one you'd want to fight.
True.
Right? My favorite UFC fighter right now.
Could be retired too, just in general.
Dude, you put me on the spot.
My bad, bro.
Dude, I'm such a fanboy that like I really am a fan of all of them. Like you could ask me someone from Dagestan, I could tell you all.
Dude, you're not a fan of Calvin Kattar. Stop it.
No, I am a fan. I am a fan of him. A couple of my boys actually fight. He has a promotion in New Hampshire. It's called Combat Zone, and I got a couple of buddies of mine that have fought for there, and they're gonna fight there this upcoming August.
I used to work for his family owns Merrimack Valley Country Club. Golf club, whatever. I worked there for a while. Like he would come in and walk in that place like a fucking celebrity, bro. Oh, they walk in and fucking everyone, all the old people, and should be flocking to him. I always mention him because that's like one of the only local guys that I know that is in the UFC. But he got tuned up by Aljamain, bro, in his last fight. Like
I wouldn't say tuned up. He just got out wrestled.
he got out wrestled, but he didn't have.
Which I was surprised
he
because
had no answer.
I was surprised because Aljo is the smaller guy coming up, so you would think that Calvin would have the strength advantage because he's technically the bigger guy. But as we saw,
he was
didn't
flat,
happen.
dude, just very flat.
But that's the thing with fighting. It's so crazy because you could be on point for 8 weeks, that whole training camp, and just have a
Off
shit
night.
Saturday, and
Yeah.
that's all it takes.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't get hung up on like my bad days. Like I embrace those. Like listen, if I can't have bad days, then the good days don't mean shit.
Right.
As long as September 14th that the Bambino shows up,
Hey,
he's winning.
where'd that come
I
from?
was just about to say, I wanted to ask that too.
Where's the Bambino? What's the story behind the Bambino?
I'm gonna say it with pride. That's a self-given nickname. Because as you know, growing up, everyone always messed up my last name. LoCigno. It's LoCigno. The G is silent.
Motherfuckers.
Real G's moving silent. So
That's right.
I was thinking of something. I was like, I want to think of something catchy that no one has. 'Cause everyone has like the barbarian, the warrior, the gladiator. Like always something. I was
Generic.
like, Bambino LoCigno. Because now when you say it, you can't mess up my last name.
Right, because
Right.
it's in sync.
If you say Bambino LoCigno, it's like, what? It's stupid. Bambino LoCigno, like, oh.
I didn't know Luke
that's
Ferrigno
that
was
guy.
fighting tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Phil Ferrigno. Yeah. So yeah, I just thought it was catchy. It's been catching on a lot lately, and in a symbolic way because Bambino means baby in Italian, and my mother's baby boy. I grew up as only child, and those traumas like actually are another why I fight. That's another story. But yeah, that's how I came up with the
I
name.
fuck with it though. It's catchy.
I dig it.
It
dude.
is catchy.
I dig it.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
like who's the only Bambino? Babe Ruth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
And I got the home run right here.
Yeah, buddy.
That's it, baby.
Can
Call
knock
you a
'em
shot.
out. Knock
Let
'em
them
out.
know.
Shit. I had something. I
What you
lost
got there,
it.
bub?
I
I asked all my questions pretty much already.
Yeah, no, it was just whatever we were talking about. Something came to me, but it wasn't
Video
anything
games.
crazy. Video?
Oh,
You want to
man.
talk video games? What are you
I'm a
into?
huge nerd.
What are you into?
Honestly, the only game, because we were talking earlier about it, the only game I've really been playing is Jedi Academy on PS4. It's only for PlayStation. But dude, I'm a huge Star Wars geek.
Yeah,
I
me
love
too,
that
bro. I
fucking
love
game
Star
because we
Wars.
got like our own community. We're part of. We got a
Nice.
Discord. We're on tournaments. There's like cash
shit.
prizes and stuff.
Damn.
So I mess with that. Shout out Stingian, the clan. So I'll be
Clan
playing
shout
that, and if I'm really bored, I'll bust out the N64 WWF No
Oh,
Mercy.
hell yeah,
I
dude.
love
Hell
that
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier because I was letting him know. I was like, yo, I'm running a little late because my son decided that he was going to start Ryan was going to start a fucking Fortnite match, bro. So I'm like, dude, we
Nice.
got to go. Your mom's waiting for us. But he's like, Dad, please. Like, you can
can't
maybe
pause
put the
the
game. I said,
game,
I'm like,
bro.
all right. I'm like, all right. So I'm sitting there. He plays on the PC too. Motherfucker got a crown win. So I couldn't even be mad at him.
It was
You gotta
worth
be,
it.
you gotta be
It was
proud of
worth
it.
You know, I was like, I got fucking people,
Listen,
lingering,
coming as an only child, I had to entertain myself. I didn't have a lot
Yeah.
of friends growing up. So I completely understand when your son says, like, I need this game got to get done first. Because I was telling you,
I respect
when
it.
I was 6, 7 years old, listen, if I didn't get my daily dose of WWF No Mercy on N64, everybody's having a bad day. We're being late to everything.
I wish I still gamed like that. I don't know, man. I enjoy it, but it's also like, dude, my life is fucking so
Yeah, you're in a
busy
different
all the
position.
time, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working. I'm a chef, as everybody knows. Fucking got the 2 kids, my girl, which I'm sad you didn't get to meet, but we'll bring you back on an episode. All of us can fucking we'll jump back in.
Yeah,
maybe
after I
your
win
fight.
September
After
14th.
you win, yes, sir. 150%. I fucking believe you're gonna win this fight, bro, and I guarantee you, bro,
100%.
you're gonna fucking choke this motherfucker out. Because he don't want to be choked out, so you're gonna choke his ass out, bro.
Yeah.
Well, anyway he wants to
Any way
lose,
he wants it, he can
lose
get
that
it,
way.
bro. What about you? You're not a big video game guy, huh?
I used to be a huge video game guy. I sold all my video games to start doing the ad last shit. I
Yeah.
was wasting too much time.
Please tell me you didn't sell them at GameStop, because if you did, you got wrong.
No.
Where'd you go? Was it
No, private
it's like
sales.
CEX or something like that in Boston? Remember we used to
Yo,
do that when
by
you were
downtown
younger?
crossings,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah.
What is
So there's like, I forget what it's called. You're
I don't
right,
even think
though.
it's there anymore.
There was an old like video game shop or whatever near downtown crossings back in the day, and that's where everyone would go to trade shit in because they used to give you more money for it. Like you could trade in your
Oh,
phones
yeah,
there, bro.
right.
I used to steal people's phones to go there, bro. With the
That's what's
sidekicks, bro. Give me like
That's what's up.
$50 for a sidekick.
If you didn't
bro.
have money to buy that quarter of Mersh, you fucking
Yeah.
sit down there with
Yeah,
a couple
for
of
real.
buddies, sell your
Facts,
PS2 and
Yeah,
all,
no
your
shit.
all your old Madden games that are just worthless right now.
Yeah, no
But
kidding.
I'm still the idiot that still buys them every year.
I don't, bro. The last one I had was like, fuck. I don't even remember who's on it. It was like, I don't even remember. How's that one? I don't even remember the last Madden I got.
I was
bro.
a Call of Duty guy, so I was buying the games, the remastered versions of the remastered versions.
I
versions,
was always
playing the
trash at
same
Call of
maps.
Duty, so I couldn't get it. The first person shooter always messed me up.
I was, if I may, I was nasty at Call of Duty.
Really?
Like, I was so filthy at Call of Duty that I stopped playing for a while because in like the matchmaking team games shit, I would be one of the assholes that was like 50-3.
That's
And like
insane,
everyone else
dude.
is running around.
That's
Is this the
insane.
Xbox 360 days?
Xbox 360 and Xbox
Dude,
One.
remember those party chats?
Oh,
yeah,
man.
dude,
God.
for real.
I was in the. I was a
They were
big Halo
bad.
guy.
They were bad.
Like so.
People's true colors really came out on
Bad,
those
yeah.
Dude, I
chats.
mean, you
Bad.
couldn't report people. Not that like you should report people if you're
Noobs.
don't be a bitch, but like, dude, like now you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, and they're like, "Damn, spam report, you're blocked." And it's like, fuck off, dude.
And they actually be blocking you these days too. That's the thing. Back in the day, you can get away with some shit. You could say some foul, do some foul shit,
Dude,
and now you
foul.
can't.
You might get
Yeah.
subpoenaed now.
Yeah, you could like incite violence.
You'll have the feds knocking on your door, bro. For real. We used to legit have fucking Halo tournaments, bro. Like at Wyatt's house,
shit.
we would all bring an Xbox, bro. They'd be like 20 heads. Because I'm sure at one point in time or another, you might have been up to the attic at Wyatt's house at some point. But,
No, I was over at Hanson's house.
bro, big, like, Wyatt might have had, like, because the parents sold the house. He doesn't live over there anymore. But his house might have been one of the biggest fucking houses in Winthrop. So the attic was the whole fucking floor plan of the house. Huge, bro. We'd have 20 people up there. At least 16 of us brought Xboxes, bro, and
Glory
TVs,
days.
Yeah,
bro.
we
And
used to
we'd
do that
all
shit,
sit
too.
down, bro. They'd be like fucking 16 TVs and Xboxes, 20 heads, all gaming, bro. I miss those days so much,
Dude, we
bro.
grew up in like the LAN party era, where like literally that, but it would be hardwired in instead of like
Yeah.
Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? You'd have
Ma,
like,
you on the house phone?
yeah, legit.
Yeah, no, that
There were
it
a
was
bunch of
really
people
like
upstairs.
that.
Did you guys play the remastered Halo that came out like
I
2
did.
years ago?
Of course
No.
I did.
So
I had
dope.
to, yeah.
So dope.
There's a new Halo. I forget which one it is, but it's like open world.
Nice.
I forget Halo Infinite. I don't know.
Well,
what
like a
it's called, but-
Skyrim type of open world?
Like yeah, it doesn't like you. It's almost like you ever play Fable where you can kind of choose and
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you do.
yeah.
It's kind of like that, bro. Where like there's the main quest, but then like you look at the map and there's like 30 other side quests, and if you do certain, yeah, it's pretty dope.
Kind of sounds like Destiny.
It's pretty dope. Yeah, it's like it's along the same lines of that. Exactly. Yeah, but it's fucking dope. I didn't personally play it. I would sit down and watch Lucio play it when we were working and living together, bro. I'd come home, he'd be like this, fucking.
Yeah, I ended
sit
up.
there.
I got myself a Nintendo Switch. Like when I really want to play video games for like 20 or 30 minutes,
Super
I got
Smash
a couple.
Bros.
Yeah, I got a couple
Anybody
games
can
on there
get it.
that
You
I'll
still
fuck
have
with.
it now?
Yeah,
You like Star Wars?
yeah.
Bro, you should get Academy because they have it for Nintendo Switch.
Do they?
Oh, dude.
Alright,
And
word.
if you play with the wand, bro, it's crazy.
I'll have to check
I'm
it
telling
out.
you, after this podcast, I'll send you guys a video of it, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
It really is fun as fuck.
Hell yeah. For a while, I had a like a racing cockpit during COVID.
Oh shit.
When everyone couldn't fucking leave and had nothing to do. I spent
Yep.
like $1,200 on a racing cockpit.
Damn,
That's
dude.
sick,
You
dude.
went hard for that. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It was so dope. Had like a curved monitor and everything. It was so sick. And then it was boring to play alone,
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
you know?
That's
And it
what-
was wicked hard. Like I'd be in the cockpit racing my friends every now and then, and they'd just be lapping and lapping because they're on the controller. It's so
Yeah.
much easier on a controller than it is
is.
in like a steering wheel.
But how much more satisfying is it when you do win?
You
Because you
can't
know you're
even-
taking the harder road.
Dude, you don't even care that you're losing because you're
just having
like,
fun.
actually feel like you're driving. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's so much fun. And I was like
yeah.
right up to the monitors.
You're like,
You'll have that same feeling if you get that game because you swing the lightsaber with the wand.
That's dope.
Yeah,
It's
that
so
is dope.
sick. I wish I
check
had
it
it
out.
for Switch.
my son plays the Oculus. He does that. I can't do VR, bro. I get sick.
Yeah, the
I get
Oculus is
motion
dope, too.
sickness.
I'm kind of scared to get into the VR. I feel like I'll enjoy too much and never come back to reality.
It's pretty sick. I have one of those Oculus, and I go in the casino sometimes to play like fake blackjack and
Oh,
fake roulette and
that's
shit, dude.
cool, dude.
Talk about getting your fix. Like,
That's
Oh,
insane.
I can only imagine.
holy
dude.
shit, dude.
That's
Go in
so funny.
Get my free $10,000.
Fuck
throw it going.
Encore.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Imagine where that's gonna go in 30 years.
for real.
Be
For
real, dude. It'd be fucking real. You don't have to go to the casino anymore. You
know.
fucking virtual do it.
Be dope.
It's insane.
You can also watch UFC like Fight Pass on the Oculus.
Yo,
Yeah.
immersive UFC. Dude?
I haven't done it yet, but maybe next month or the month after we could try it because you can record in it too. So maybe we could get some we could fuck around. No promises, but we can maybe try to fuck
Dude,
around.
that would be awesome.
I
fuck
watched an NBA game at center court in
Wow.
VR. It was wicked sick.
Now
Whoa.
imagine
But
how
again,
much those tickets would
alone.
be.
Right?
Yeah, right.
So instead, you just buy that ticket one time, and now forever you'll always have the best seat.
Yo, that's
Yeah,
a
right.
great
you're on.
idea.
You're on to
Wow.
something.
Dude, it was pretty sick. I was
shit.
literally watching an NBA game, center court. I looked this way, I could see the home team. I looked this way, I could see the away team. And then, like, obviously the field of view ends.
Pass me the
at
ball.
some
Why
point.
does no one pass me the ball?
Yeah, it
Pass
was
me
nuts.
the rock.
Dude, you're like sitting there watching the game like this. It's
Yeah,
so
that's
sick.
sick, dude.
Please
That's
tell me
sick.
you watched the finals
know
on
that.
that.
No, I didn't. I did.
Bro, I went crazy
all right.
when we won the
Dude,
finals.
I'm the only person I know that has one. So whenever I go into it, I'm doing it alone. It's pretty
You have an
fucking
Oculus?
lame. Yeah. I just told. Where were you?
I think you might be the one
Out
with
of
CTE,
stage,
not
bro.
me.
I don't know. Yeah, from laying out right. I'm like, oh yeah,
All
No,
the
yeah.
years of football.
We could try to set it up for a UFC fight, and I'll show you the NBA
Bad
thing, dude.
say
It's wicked
less.
fucking sick. I've been trying to convince my buddy in Florida to buy one so we could watch the games together.
Now
Dude,
that's
dope.
high
That's
level.
high level
It's high
shit
level,
right
dude.
there,
It's
motherfuckers. If you
pretty
don't
fucking
know.
sick.
All right, what do you think? Threads? Want to do some
Yeah, where
threads?
we at?
As you know, Phil, we fuck around. We read some crazy shit off Reddit and just sort of, run with it, see where the fuck it takes us. So without further ado, I'm gonna open us up. This is from a page called "Glitch in the Matrix." This is like glitches. I've seen a glitch myself, so I thought I had to throw this in here. So, it's my friend's house disappeared. My mom was driving me to my longtime best friend's house. My friend and I was older, 16, but didn't drive due to disability. My friend and I had been inseparable for years, so we made this drive across the town many times. This ride was eventful until we entered her neighborhood. The route to her house from there was very simple. Take the first right, and her house was at the end of the cul-de-sac on the right-hand side. We did that, but this time her house was not there. We backtracked, we did the same thing. Nope, still not there. I called her very confused. She told me she would stay on the phone and stand in her front yard so we could spot her. We repeated the route again, nothing. We finally went down the next street just in case we were somehow wrong, but still no dice. As a note, the street sign never changed until we intentionally went down the second street. It always showed her correct street name. At this point, it feels like the Twilight Zone and I'm panicking. I'm ready to turn around and go home, but we went down her street one last time, and there she was, waiting in her yard. There was no loop around the other streets or anything, so I have no idea how we could have missed it, especially when this route was so simple and we have driven it countless times. My friend and I ended up having a bad falling out years later, and although it wasn't anything sinister that caused the break, I still think of this situation and get an uneasy feeling whenever I see her on social media. That's crazy, bro. I've seen a glitch in the Matrix myself.
What?
I've seen a glitch in the Matrix myself on everything, bro. I've literally seen, I've seen other videos of the same shit that people have seen, bro. Literally a bird, bro. In the sky.
Oh, the one that gets stuck?
Yeah, but I've seen that shit myself. No lie, bro. I've seen
Are you
it.
talking like deja vu or?
It's like,
Can I be honest? They sound drunk.
maybe they are. Maybe they are, right? But I'm telling you.
Sounds like they drove in circles
I've
for 20
seen,
minutes.
I don't necessarily believe these fucking online videos you see of people with the glitch in the Matrix, but I've seen it for myself. So essentially, right, there's conspiracies that, this is all a simulation and everything's being controlled, this isn't a real world and we're not real people, whatever. The fucking hole goes deep, right? I've witnessed it, bro. That bird was stuck, bro. There's no explanation. There's a breeze, right? The flag's going, everything is moving around you, but this bird stayed in the same spot in the sky. It wasn't doing that little fucking this thing.
Yeah.
It was just.
And
I've
you
seen
saw
it,
that
bro.
wasn't a video. You saw that
No,
firsthand.
I saw it myself.
No shit.
With my own two eyes. I shit you not. So glitches in the Matrix are fucking real. And if anybody else has experienced a glitch in the Matrix, I need to know about it. So holla at us.
So where do you stand on the Mandela effect?
Oh, it's so real, dude. It's so real.
about
It's
you?
so real.
I'd have to agree.
How
I
can
do
it
too.
not be,
I do
dude?
too.
We've lived this shit.
Have
You're
you
gonna-
guys heard that it's just an elaborate psyop to see how much they can convince us into believing? And how we're all just fooled that all this shit wasn't the way it was,
Dude,
but it really
COVID.
was.
No, it was,
Perfect
bro.
example.
It
That
was,
was just
bro.
an experiment to see how we would react towards that turmoil. And
Oh,
now
yeah.
they know how we're gonna react. So that's why even
That's
though
why
things
it's
are
gone
getting
now.
better,
Yeah.
as far as from that bullshit, it's also getting worse.
Yeah. We were walking down the street, walking Penny once, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with these new street lights. but it was all this geometric pattern. The shadows was like a huge geometric pattern, and I was cooked, dude. So I was walking the dog, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Like this.
Dude, literally, I was looking up and I was like, what is going on here? I was like, there's a street light. The shadows are coming in the right direction. Like, all the lights right. And I was like, but these just looked like...
What, like a little honeycomb or something?
Yeah,
like,
kind of. Yeah, like a refraction of the light, but in like little squares and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
I'm telling you.
But,
No, we are definitely in the Matrix. But I kind of believe that we do make our own path, but it's also set in stone. Like, someone asked me about the whole thing of free will, and, you know, it always goes back on the question, like, why? You always say, why?
Of course,
why? And you can always
everything.
backtrack it, and then till you run out of nothing.
Right.
So I feel like even though we are programmed to do a certain thing, we can also rewire ourselves.
can
Because if
break
you
it.
asked me 10 years ago, would I be here talking about my MMA fights? You know, I would have told you you're fucking nuts, dude.
Right.
But throughout the years, I've changed my patterns, my behavior, and it just formed new waves in my brain. So I don't even do the same shit I used to do fucking 2 years ago.
Right.
Never mind 10 years ago.
But that's growth right there, bro.
Yes, sir.
yeah.
All right, what else I got in the clip here? So I got crop dusting, looking at DVDs.
Maybe a good crop dusting story.
This is a vintage story for this guy too. Ready? So about 20 years ago or so, I was shopping at a local Best Buy. It was one of my favorite things to do, browsing the many aisles of DVDs. What a time! Which added to my home collection. I was looking in the sci-fi aisle, and the next aisle over I was facing was rom-com or something. I noticed there was a couple over in the next aisle, only because I like to be aware of my surroundings. I'm looking at the DVDs on the shelf. The boyfriend in the next aisle snaps his fingers at me and says, "Better stop checking out my girl. I'm taken back since I was doing no such thing." Then he gave me a mean face as he looked me up and down. I guess he was challenging me or something, but whatever. I thought, be a Cro-Mag, bud. Haha, stupid. I don't even know what the fuck that guy's saying. I have no idea.
I'm stealing that.
So I responded with a chuckle at my inner thoughts and told him that I was not checking out his girl. That's when he puffed his chest out and asked me what my problem was and that we can go solve it outside. As soon as that came out, his girl came up to me and told him that he needed to stop because he's causing a scene. Just let me be, blah, blah, blah. I really wasn't in the mood to deal with their crap, so I held my hands up and apologized for the misunderstanding. I walked on the aisle a section or two. The guy just keeps giving me the smirk like he won or something. I feel a fart coming on now. Before I knew it, it comes out, but it was not a ripper. It was a soul-crushing silent one. I caught a whiff of it, and it even grossed me out, so I quickly moved away. The next aisle over, though, the couple was not so lucky. They moved over the same section I was just in. As I walk away, I hear the girl say very loudly, "Oh my God, what is that smell?" Then I hear her gag. I hear this guy simultaneously, "It's in my mouth, it's in my mouth, I can taste it." He did end up throwing up right there in the aisle, and I quickly left the store, got in my car, and then laughed like there was no tomorrow. I only feel bad for the Best Buy employee who had to clean it up.
See, that dude fucked up, because if that was me,
I'd have
I
just
would have
punched
walked
him.
back in there and be like, "You like that?
Yeah, how's that
I'm in your
taste?
mouth."
Yeah.
Wafting.
Yeah, I love that shit because, like, I'm the biggest culprit, bro. I love ripping ass in public. I embarrass my girl all the time, bro. We'll be in Target, and I'll just be like, "Wow, bro." 20 people in the aisle. She's, like, all embarrassed. Like, and I'll just, sometimes when they're silent, too, bro, I'll give the crop dust. My girl knows. She knows my stench by now, right? So she's like, "You're fucking nasty," and people are like, "Ooh." So me personally, I'm crop
You think
dusting.
I'm ballsy if you're doing MMA? That's some pretty ballsy
Yeah,
shit.
right?
I'm not that hardcore.
I
I'll do
got
the
no
fake ones.
shame,
I'll hit him with the real quick, and I'll look at him like, "Dude, is that you? Oh my God, this guy just farted, fucking nasty motherfucker."
Nah, bro, I got no shame. I'm hitting you with the real Johns.
Nah,
That's so
dog.
funny.
You
Just gonna
for
walk
real.
by going
For
like
real,
this.
For real.
Oh, yeah, I don't play.
That's
What
so
you got?
funny.
You got some couple in the clip, right?
I got one. Yeah, they're not stories. They're questions.
All right, bet.
Let's go.
Do it.
What's the dumbest hill you're willing to die on?
Oh, fuck. I
Like
have so many
like
of
a
them.
cause, you mean? Like the
No,
dumbest
like
cause?
like mine would be maybe like hot takes like we did last
Yeah.
week. I don't think the Trailer Park Boys is funny at all. I would never will, and
you're dying on
I'll
that
die
hill.
on that hill, dude. Like the Bubbles character is not funny. The dude that's always shit faced is not funny. None
Hot
of it
takes.
is
Part two.
hilarious. None of it.
So, yeah, it's basically like a hot take. Like,
21 Savage is trash.
oh, shit. He said that.
With all due respect,
fuck with
and just
21,
any rap that came after 2012 is caca.
Yeah, I agree. Mumble rap sucks. Did you guys listen to M's new album yesterday?
Fuego.
Nah, but
Fuego.
I've seen a bunch of posts on it, so I'm
Fuego.
definitely gonna put it on in the drive
Yeah,
home
he killed
after
that
this.
shit. Shout out
was.
M for
Yeah,
real.
I'll die on that hill forever. That most of the rap nowadays is an abomination. I feel bad because a lot of the real artists can't even make money the way that they used to. Like now, you got these you thought one-hit wonders back in the day, bro. They're
Wow.
everywhere
Kidding, dude.
now.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, sometimes I'll actually like a couple of those one songs, and then just
Right.
that's
That's
it.
it.
Right.
So it's not like back in our day. Wheezy.
Yeah,
I was talking
yeah.
about this at the
For
gym.
real,
One of
yeah.
my guys, he put on a Shawty Low, hello, they know, and it
Oh,
was,
wow.
yo, it was like a new version, some like rapper like from today. I'm like, dude, take this shit off. Put the Lil Wayne remix on from
Right.
2009 at the
That's
middle
the
school
one.
dances, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm trying to hear that.
For real.
But yes, that's the
agree.
hill I'm willing to die on.
Like it.
Mine, and I honestly, there's so many, but just to piss you off,
Oh, boy. Fuck you.
Drake didn't lose that beef to Kendrick.
Well, I'm not getting into it. That's fine.
I'm
not
dying
getting
on
into
that
it.
hill.
Yeah, that's you.
BBL Drizzy.
Yo, that beat went hard, though. That beat went hard. I
really
ain't even gonna
did.
lie, bro. I'm leaving it at that, bro. We won't even.
Yeah, no, we're not
that's it.
gonna
We'll
get
leave
into
it
it.
at that.
We're not gonna get into it.
We're not gonna entertain it. I'm just leaving it at that. That's all you have?
I got another one, but now that I read it again, I don't know if I like it. It's what's something you hate in today's society. I mean, I just hate how people are fucking bitches, dude. Like overall, people are just
Yes.
fucking
Yeah.
bitches.
I just hate, and it's funny because I used to be one of these people before I started into martial arts. Is I hate people that just complain just to hear their own voice. Like I deal with it
No
in my
kidding,
family, and I know they don't understand, but a lot of people complain because that's the way they get that like dopamine hit.
Right.
Yes.
They get that
Right.
little
It's that
adrenaline
little-
because something
yeah.
bothers
Right.
them, and
well, they get to tell someone about it, and it's like,
yeah, I hate it. Like I work in construction, so I'm not around the brightest bulbs in the room, especially laborers. No offense, but they complain about the dumbest shit. I'm like, bro, here's my advice: if you can't control it physically,
Why you worrying
don't
about
let
it?
it bother you. Like
Dude,
I tell
I
my
stand on that.
and my father's the same way. He's a very emotional guy, and that's where I get my grit from. But at the same sense, I tell him like, when you let that person, if they cut you off, if you get mad at them, they control you.
Right.
If
They
you
live
get
in your
emo-
head rent free, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, for
if
real,
you
yeah.
let someone get your emotion like that, guess what? They just won without even putting a hand on you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the worst, bro.
So that's my
too.
biggest pet peeve: people that just complain too much about things that aren't even like life threatening.
yeah.
How is your
fair.
dad, by the way? Good?
He's
It's been
good.
a lot of
He-
years since I've seen your dad.
Yeah, he's still got the American jacket, the one he used to
Yeah,
wear at the
yeah,
fall
yeah,
packs.
yeah.
But yeah, he's doing good.
Good.
He loves this shit though.
I'm sure, dude, he's probably
Loves
fucking so
it.
proud of you, bro. And he should be.
Yeah, and he at first they were a little reluctant because they don't know what MMA is. But once they
know now.
actually saw it, it's funny because they used to see some of that outside of my house, my parents' house. I remember this one time I was dating this girl from Peabody. And obviously things didn't work out. So she came by my parents' house at 3 in the fucking morning. With like a car full of dudes. A girl from Winthrop brought him to my house because she never been to my house. We just went on a couple of dates, whatever. It was
Right.
nothing serious at all. So for you to bring this fucking crew to my house, I was
Right.
like, what? The kid's texting me saying like 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away. I'm like, oh shit. 3 in the morning, snowing. I get the text, I'm here. Yo, I threw my fucking boots on, my underwear, a fucking cut sleeve shirt. I run out there and literally just hit this man as hard as I could. Bam, got on top of him, beating the shit out. My mother comes running downstairs. Fella, get off, you're gonna kill him. She's trying to fucking get me off the kid. She slips, breaks her ankle. My dad comes out with the burner. It was like, because he's a cop. He goes, yo, y'all need to leave right now. So they've seen me in action before, but when they actually went to that event, they love it. Like my mom, the last one, she came with like all of her friends who know nothing about fighting. They had like this cutout of like my head.
That's
a little
awesome.
Bambino
Nice.
section. We got new ones out because
Word.
the old ones I had hair, but now when I fight, I do a ritual where I shave it off.
Nice.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I've noticed you've been shaving it.
Yeah, it's symbolic because I did it during the pandemic. I was going through a real bad like depression. And
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? Let me go on my monk vibe. When I shave my head, that's the negative thoughts. That's
You leave the beard
that's
or you
starting
take the
fresh.
beard too?
Oh, beard
Yeah.
forever,
Nah, I feel
bro.
you, bro.
Beard
I
forever. I'll
fucking
trim it
feel
down.
you.
Now it's getting crazy. It's like Al Qaeda status. So
I
I
was
got to
like
chill
that.
before I go on a plane right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, just shaving the negative thoughts, the old Phil, just my old ways. They're
I like
coming
that,
off. So
though.
now I do it, and it's funny because you brought it up before. I'd be getting caught in these guillotines, but yo, when your head's bald and you're
Slip
sweating,
right
Yeah,
out,
but-
bro.
you pop right out. And I'm on top now, and I'm not going to land on them bows, them
Yes,
ground and
sir.
pound. So
I
Yeah,
actually
that's-
remembered the question I was going to ask
Go
him
ahead.
before you rifle off.
ahead.
You don't seem like a huge shit talker.
No.
You're actually like a really nice dude. Not actually like I'm surprised, but for the people, like you're smiling when you came in, like all that stuff.
He's
You
a
can
gentleman and a warrior.
You can
Yeah,
ask
for real.
him. I wasn't always. That guy's always ready to go too. But I'm not really into like the shit talking. Like, there's no
You
point of
always
it.
talk. You not to cut you off, but you always walk the walk, bro. You were never like anything. And when you did talk, you backed it up always. So I just say that. Continue. Sorry.
There's two reasons why I don't really like to talk. Is one, right now, it's not beneficial financially or just any other way possible. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get a couple more views on fucking Instagram.
Yeah, true, fair.
Because
Yeah,
everyone
right.
talks shit, and it just adds like another sort of pressure that doesn't need to be there. Like,
Fair.
oh, I talked all this shit. Like now,
Right, now I
I
have
have
to
to do it.
back
I'm
it.
gonna
Right.
look like, no, I don't want that. But if y'all come at me crazy, I'm coming at you 2 times crazier. So
Know
let
that.
anybody who sees this that's on next, you talk shit, I'm gonna come back at you crazy. But if you want to keep it
Know that.
cordial, we keep it cordial. 'Cause at the end of the day, we're gonna scrap. So what are we talking for? Especially
Right.
on a local scene, like there's nothing.
Well, you know, everybody wants to be Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? In terms of their
I
mouth.
do not blame them. I do not blame them because he is the UFC.
my
A lot of
favorite
people,
fighter.
a lot of people associate. Oh, you watch UFC? Oh, you know Conor, even though he hasn't fought in so long.
Everybody
the,
knows Conor.
That's the first thing, and I just
Yeah.
feel like, and to go back what I was saying about the shit talking, I'm trying to wait till it's beneficial. Like once I get to like 5-0, 6-0, and I'm at that Cage Titans 135 strap fight, and the winner of that goes to the Contender Series, then you'll start to see me open up because now
Right.
it really means something.
Right.
I'm not gonna talk shit to, especially like when I was an amateur. Like I'm just coming up as a pro. I just want to enjoy the journey, and I just feel like that's just an added like. Bullshit. I don't need
you're
right
right.
now. But
Yeah,
sooner
yeah.
or later, I'll start opening my mouth.
Because you're capable. That's for fucking.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
for fuck sure.
Yeah.
You're capable, bro. I bet. So I don't really have any more. I want to roll to would you rather.
Yeah.
Would you rather be Michael Phelps at 15, LeBron at 15, or Lionel Messi at 15? Is that one you had too?
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Nice.
I'm going fucking LeBron all day. I'm going LeBron all day.
See, I want to say Phelps, but the only problem is America doesn't worship its Olympians like how other countries do. Like,
Yeah,
if you're
that's
an
a fact.
Olympian in China or Russia, you're more famous than
Yeah.
LeBron James here. Like, you're golden.
Right.
Right.
So, because we're in America, I'd have to say LeBron.
Yeah, I'm going LeBron just because it's like the second coming of Christ. So would you pick LeBron?
I was going to, but I think I'll just be a contrarian. I would go with Phelps.
All right.
I would say.
I mean, that's
That's my
respect.
real answer.
I mean, yeah, no, and I agree. I like kind of agree with everything you said.
Yeah,
but I think
it's
the
valid.
kicker would be like he is the best Olympian ever. All
He's
sports,
won the-
all gold.
He's won
like,
the most gold medals ever
for any
yeah,
sport
yeah.
ever. That's quite
He's
a
a
freaking
legend. Oh, I'll give it
accomplishment.
to him.
and he got caught smoking a bong.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
and he
he
smokes
still
weed,
gets
bruh.
lit. Yeah, you
Let's
know what I
get
mean.
it. I bet. You have one?
Yeah. Would you
ahead.
rather be a cowboy, a knight, a pirate, or a samurai?
Samurai.
Okay, great. We're on the
Easy,
same page.
bro.
Yeah.
That would be
was
fire.
way easier than I thought.
Knight's a close second.
Yeah, because that's like an honorable fuck. Same thing
Yeah.
with samurai. Bro.
Because now to go back to video games, you ever play For Honor?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
dude,
Yes. I
that's-
have. Yeah.
Yeah, I was the Knight Clan.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's exactly the first thing.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd.
I would go samurai for sure. I would go samurai, pirate, knight, cowboy. Could be a cowboy like tomorrow if I wanted to be.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
fuck with that.
could. You
I think
should.
being
You
a
actually
pirate
could.
would be cool too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. There's too many
Give me
like
that
bad
room.
associations with that word.
Give me
Yeah,
all
right.
that room. Yeah, but pirate. That's not what I'm trying to be. Would you rather be able to watch any moment from your past on demand or see a random 60 seconds from tomorrow once per day? That's a good one.
I don't want nothing to do with my past.
Fair play.
Yeah, I want to see the 60 seconds of tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too, just because like
I feel like that would be like
Cheating?
Yeah, it'd be like cheating. Like
Yeah.
you could see like that 60 seconds, and especially if it's like a bad one, kind of like navigate like how you're gonna go your day, or if it's good, we can
True.
build on that.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say you're probably familiar with yourself to recognize like where that 60 seconds is gonna come into play.
Especially if
Right.
you're in a routine.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
all right, cool. Would you rather have true love or $10 billion?
True love.
True love.
Would you rather be Superman with 10% of his abilities or have $20,000
Fucking
now?
stole my would you rather.
Yo, we're linked up today. That's great.
I know, I like
We're
that
on
shit.
the same page.
What was it? Superman with 10% of his ability?
Or 20 grand right now.
Fuck,
I'm going Superman.
Yeah,
bro.
Superman,
going
because
Superman,
if
too.
you have that 10%,
Bro,
you can make
10%.
one. You go
You can
go
make
to
that 20 grand
7-Eleven, go
pretty
get that.
quick.
Yeah,
for
bro.
real,
Like
yeah,
when you
for
have
real.
that 10%, you're pretty much unstoppable with that.
I thought
10%,
you were gonna
so.
say 10% Superman or 100% of Batman.
Oh, which would you? That's a
Yo,
good one
that's
too.
a
Which
good one.
Yeah,
100%
of
Batman.
Okay,
bro.
great.
The world's greatest detective.
dude. Batman's the
He's
best.
that guy, bro. I can't
The
wait for
best.
the second Batman to come out. 2 years. We still got
Yeah.
like 2 years, but
Here's another hill I'm willing to die on.
go.
Nice.
Ben Affleck was a good Batman.
I agree.
Oh, I agree
Couldn't
too,
agree
dude.
more.
Ben
I'm
Affleck was a
dying.
good Batman. I don't care anybody says. I thought he did great, especially that version of Batman. He's older, he's
Phenomenal,
wiser.
dude. He's
you know.
the look. You bring the beers, we're dying on that hill together.
Oh,
'cause I agree. I couldn't agree more, bro.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have one more now because you done stole my shit.
What's up?
All right, we'll wrap it up there then. So, guys, if you made it this far, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us today. Again, this is Phil LoCigno, the Bambino. Let the good people know where can they find, what are they looking up on YouTube, what's your socials, all that stuff. Plug in. So if people want to look it up, they know where to go. Plug
So
in.
YouTube, you just type in my name, Phil LoCigno, PhilLoCigno. The G is silent. And then all my fights will come up there from amateur into pro. My social media, I'm on Facebook, same as the YouTube search. It's just my name. Instagram is Bambino_LoCigno. I'm more active on that. And don't forget, this September 14th, your boy will be fighting in Plymouth Memorial Hall for Cage Titans. I'll have tickets within the next 2 weeks. Let me know. I'll get your ticket and personally delivered to you. So there's no hassle. All you got to do is just come outside of your front yard. You text
what's
me where
up.
you're at. I come deliver to you.
Guys, this is something. Listen, you guys definitely, if you're interested in the fight, reach out to Phil, reach out to me, Vinny, Rena, any one of us guys. This is a big deal. The more people we get behind this man, the better off he is in the long run. And he's a hell of a fucking fighter. He's a great guy. Again, bro, thank you so fucking much for coming on.
No, thank you.
I'm so
This was
happy.
an honor, a pleasure to have. This is my first legit podcast,
Hey.
and this
Nice.
was a great experience, and I cannot wait to come back on.
Anytime, man.
Dude,
yeah, this was a blast.
It really was. Guys, we are the High Level Podcast on YouTube. If you are a listener of the pod, you're not a watcher of the pod. I know we have a lot of audio listeners, guys. So Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, you name it, we're on it. And this is us checking out this week, guys. We will catch y'all next week. Phil, much love and good
Thank you,
luck,
sir.
bro.
Thank
We
you, Vinny.
appreciate
Shit.
you.
Thanks, guys.